Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics. This is what you got to realize, Judah. It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker rooms outwit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball run, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
And I'm trying to dive in.
Pickett TV, he calls LeBron James fans jockstrap sniffers. So this is for you guys. If you're watching, shout out to all the LeBron James jockstrap sniffers. This is for you.
You broke up with your man and ain't
Pickett
been with
TV, he calls
nobody
LeBron
else.
James fans jockstrap sniffers. So this is for you guys. If you're watching, shout out to all the LeBron James jockstrap sniffers. This is for you.
You broke up with your man and ain't been with nobody else. You broke up with your man and ain't been with nobody else. You like fuck these niggas, but
Of all of the people that we talk about, us, LeBron fans are the only ones that even message me and contact me on Instagram. One recently sent me a death threat, talking about you can't come to LA. LeBron fans.
Running through the six with my woes.
I have zero confidence in the Clippers, and I'm getting this close to stop rooting for Kawhi Leonard altogether. I'm getting close to just rooting for Nikola Jokic and calling it a day. I'm tired of these dudes. They're not a serious team.
Count money, you know how it goes.
I have zero confidence in the Clippers, and I'm getting this close to stop rooting for Kawhi Leonard altogether. I'm getting close to just rooting for Nikola Jokic and calling it a day. I'm tired of these dudes. They're not a serious
Pray
team.
the fakes get exposed. Pray the real live forever.
I have zero confidence in the Clippers, and I'm getting this close to stop rooting for Kawhi Leonard altogether. I'm getting close to just rooting for Nikola Jokic and calling it a day. I'm tired of these dudes. They're not a serious team.
Pray the fakes get exposed.
There's literally channels dedicated to low basketball IQ that just like to shred guys like Austin Reaves. I never knew. Somebody pointed me in that direction. I couldn't even watch 5 seconds of it, bro. I lost brain cells just being there. There's some real Bron Glazers that just like to hate on everybody not named LeBron, and they're looking really silly right now because, you know, they like to talk trash about me for giving Austin Reaves his obvious due props. Another 30 people, what you gotta say now, clown. And also, it's like, you always got something to say. Get the clowns off of my TV.
They should be embarrassed.
Not even for 5 seconds.
It's a joke. Lakers fans, they should be embarrassed about that. They say they are like one of the greatest franchises of the NBA. They should be embarrassed. You think Boston Celtics, Denver, the Thunder, the Bucks gonna let someone like Austin run the offense?
Let's bring it. I see a veteran up in here, man. MJ. Let's bring in my good friend, man. How you doing, brother? I know you got a lot to say about Scam. I know
What
you got
up, man? That's his name, Darwin Scam.
Going crazy.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, bro. I hate to tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Dan.
Tell me, bro.
As a Laker, you guys gotta stop thinking of mediocre.
I sent your girl a message that I see you when I can.
Now you already got on one channel, they say the players are trash.
She sent me one back.
On his one
I
channel.
ain't never read it.
He's talking about you right now, the locker room. He said all the players are trash.
Cause pussy's only pussy and I get it when I need it. These heat run they mouth.
It's my turn! You told me it was my turn.
These heat run they mouth.
Head up,
Clubhouse.
chin up. Fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga.
These heat run they mouth.
And we beat these folks,
Clubhouse.
whoop-de-doo. We beat them. It's my turn!
These heat run they
You
mouth.
told me it was my turn. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, folks. We are back, man. And as you guys can see by the title of the show, man, these people have lost their minds, folks. These people are absolutely ridiculous, man. Now they're scapegoating LeBron James for Austin Reaves getting exposed for the fraud that he is. Now they're blaming my GOAT, and they're saying that my GOAT is the reason why this undrafted fraud, right? One of Robert's rejects. Now they're saying that my GOAT is the reason that this undrafted fraudulent reject is playing bad. Folks, you can't make this up. That's what we're here to discuss. Y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. We got Armani. See, we got a couple clowns in here. We got Rhythm, what's going on? Kitschy, Constellar, what's going on, man? You said Dreamers Pro started this trend, same as Scap Attack. Okay. Shout out to Rebel Scum, Bruce JG, J. Lou. We got Schamberger. What's going on, man? Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get into the nonsense, folks. So, as you guys know, man, Austin Reaves, pretty much the last 3 games in a row, this dude has been getting exposed, okay? It started in that Boston game. You guys remember that Boston game? He was stat padding like no other in that Boston game, folks. The first quarter, he didn't even score, and the Lakers were down almost 20 points. The game was over with from that point on, and then all throughout the rest of the game, he stat padded, got his numbers, and made it look like he contributed, but in reality, he didn't start scoring until the game was already out of reach, right? So it started in that Boston game. Then we got to the Philadelphia game. And remember, in the Boston game, LeBron didn't play, right? LeBron didn't play. So then we get to the Philadelphia game. LeBron James does play, right? And Reaves was playing so bad that LeBron James had to take over towards the end of the game because Austin Reaves shot 3 for 16, folks, in that game, right? Then he follows it up with yesterday's game versus the San Antonio Spurs, folks. I believe he finished the game 6 for 16 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I told you guys we did a show on it yesterday. He basically stat padded in that fourth quarter, made his numbers look better than what they were. But in that fourth quarter, folks, when we started that fourth quarter, he only had 7 points, folks. Let me show you guys the screenshot that I took when we started that fourth quarter, because I already knew he was going to stat pad. So I was like, you know what? Let me actually get some proof so that way, you know, these fanboys can see it. So this was at the end of the third quarter yesterday. And as you guys can see, the boy was 3 for 10, and he was 1 for 4 from the three-point line. So we're going to get into this in a second, right? Because to me, this is like laughable. This makes no sense whatsoever. You know, in yesterday's game, Austin Reaves, ladies and gentlemen, he took more shots than LeBron James. So now they're trying to make the argument that LeBron is the reason that he's playing bad, but he's taking more shots than LeBron. So he's literally just missing shots. But now they're blaming LeBron, and they're saying LeBron's presence now is why Austin's playing bad. What did I tell you guys when LeBron James came back? I told you guys this. I said, LeBron James is the GOAT. We all know this, right? So when he's on the floor, you're going to get everybody's best punch. You're going to get everybody's best game. When he wasn't on the floor to start the season, teams obviously aren't going to go as hard. Haven't the last few games, folks, that LeBron's been back, haven't they felt a little bit different? Haven't they felt, let's go back to that Toronto game when LeBron's streak got broke, his 10-point streak, right? That game went down to the very end, right? Rui hits the game-winning shot, the Lakers win. That was a playoff kind of environment. Then we go to Philadelphia, folks. Same thing happened in Philadelphia. Playoff environment. Guys are competing harder now, right, than they were when it was just Luka and Reaves out there. Again, yesterday against the Spurs, you had a NBA Cup game. Guys are competing hard. These games are reminiscent of what we should expect from Austin Reaves come playoff time, folks, because we saw this in the playoffs last year. Okay? Austin Reaves has been getting exposed for 3 straight years, and now these delusional Laker fanboys, they think that because he had a few good games against bottom feeder NBA teams, that he's now the second option ahead of LeBron James. Now they're saying that they want to build the team around Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves, folks. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. This makes no sense whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you guys this. How are you going to build a team around these two when this is your point of attack? How are you going to build a team around this? They talking about, I'm tuned into to these other clowns, right? They talking about they need to bench Rui and start Marcus Smart. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time I checked, Marcus Smart can only guard one player at a time. They think starting Marcus Smart is going to save all of their issues and all of their problems. Marcus Smart can only guard one person at a time, folks. No, they want to start Marcus Smart because they want somebody to be able to guard the opposing team's perimeter players, because we all know these two guys on the screen can't. We all know they can't. So let me show you guys this article, folks, because these people have literally lost their minds. This is what they're gonna do, though, folks. You know, when they get exposed, you guys remember this is what the Russ fans did too. Remember a few years ago when we traded Russ, they said LeBron scapegoated Russ. But Russ was just playing bad. Remember, they did the same thing with LeBron and Russ. They said, yo, LeBron scapegoated Russ, but Russ was just playing bad. It's the same. They're doing the same thing now with Reaves. Now they're scapegoating LeBron. They're saying, oh, it's LeBron's fault. No, he's just playing bad. He's just playing bad. Is this what you haters have to do? Are you guys this pathetic? Everything is just LeBron's fault, right? It's LeBron's fault that Reaves is a bum. That's LeBron's fault now? Is that where we're at, Laker fans, that we're blaming LeBron for Reaves being a bum? When LeBron has a bad game, we don't say, oh, it's because of Austin Reaves. We just say he had a bad game. You guys are blaming LeBron James for Reaves being a fraud. That's insane to me. Let me show you guys this article, though, folks. So this is from heavy.com. It says LeBron James blamed for Austin Reaves' struggle and Lakers' loss. How does this make any sense? I don't know. But let's get into it. Shout out to Tim Mogul with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man.
Fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy.
LeBron fans.
He says big respect. Shout out to Tim Mogul. So it says, when LeBron returned to the Lakers lineup from his sciatica on November 18th, some analysts expressed concern that Reaves would struggle to continue his career best year playing alongside LeBron and Luka. Some of those concerns could be coming true. In his last two games, including Wednesday's NBA Cup loss to the Spurs, Reaves has averaged a meager 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists on 28% shooting. Let's just go ahead and stop it right there, folks. Let's just go ahead and stop it right here real quick. Folks, this is what Austin Reaves actually is. And this is what they don't want to discuss. This is what Austin Reaves actually is. That's around when you force Austin to play basketball, right? When he's going up against good teams, because what bad teams are going to do, bad teams are going to foul him. You know, the referees are going to help him get to the foul line. He's going to take 10, 15 free throws a night, right? That's what the bad teams are going to do. Then his numbers get inflated, and then the fanboys think he's actually really like that, when in reality it's the complete opposite. When when Austin plays good teams that know how to play defense, that understand what he's trying to do, which is foul bait, right? What they do is they force him to play basketball. And when he's forced to play basketball, ladies and gentlemen, and he's not allowed to cheat the sport like he's been doing, he turns back into the fraud that he actually is. So like you guys can see, the last 3 games, right? In the last 2 games, including Wednesday's Cup loss to the Spurs, we've played Philadelphia and we've played San Antonio. These aren't even title contending teams. These aren't even title contending teams. We just played Philadelphia on Sunday, and then we played the Spurs on Wednesday. The dude is averaging 13 points on 28% shooting from the field. This is the scouting report, on Austin Reaves. Make him play basketball. Make him make shots. Don't foul him. Don't bail him out by sending him to the free throw line. And this is who he's going to be. This is more. The last 2 games are more indicative of who Austin Reaves is than the first month when LeBron James was out. This is who Austin Reaves is. Let me show you guys. Let me show you his playoff numbers. Because what these fanboys want to do is they want to say, oh, but look at the games when LeBron was out when he was averaging 28. They want to use those games to say, this is who Austin is now. No, this is not who he is now. He is a fraud. Let me go to StatMuse and let me show you what he did in the playoffs last year. Now I'm going to ask you guys, right? His numbers the last 2 games, are those numbers closer to the first month of the season when he was averaging 28, or are they more closer to what he did for the Lakers in the playoffs 7 months ago? This is 7 months ago in the playoffs versus Minnesota when the Lakers lose in 5. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Now you got to look at the shooting splits, folks. From the field, 41%, and from the 3-point line, he was a dismal, a disgusting, a fraudulent 32%. This is D'Angelo Russell Westbrook level production. 41% from the field, that's D'Lo. That's Russ. 32% from 3? Do you guys understand how bad that is? We're talking Bronny James bad. 32%, that's Bronny James bad. That's D'Angelo Russell bad. And then once again, let's get back to the article. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. So let's get back into the article. So the last 2 games, folks, he's turned back into basically what he's going to be come postseason time. A pumpkin. A dud. A fraud. Now, what happened yesterday? He didn't get those free throws that he normally gets. Have you guys noticed that? Last couple of games, he ain't been getting the same calls. Now, let me ask you guys, because somebody said it in the chat yesterday after the game. Is his free trial up? Is his superstar free trial up? Because remember, if you're a referee, you already got Luka foul baiting, right? Now LeBron is back. He is going to get preferential treatment. He's a superstar. See, when LeBron James was out, Reaves was able to get more of that preferential treatment when LeBron was out. Now that LeBron is back, is Reaves getting the same quote-unquote superstar whistle he was getting? You guys got to ask yourself these things. I don't think he is. In all honesty, I don't see it anymore. I've watched the last few games. Really, ever since that Boston game, I don't think he's getting the same calls anymore. And I think it's affecting the way he plays now. Because if you watch last night's game, you didn't see him doing all his foul baiting tactics that he usually does. And when he did try to do them, he didn't get the call. He didn't get the same call. So these are things that, we got to start paying attention to as the season progresses, folks. Right? Because once again, when there was no LeBron and he was the clear second option, he was getting a better whistle. Now that LeBron is back and LeBron is on most nights the second option, now Reaves is the third option. So now they're not giving you the same calls now. It's just like when Rui, remember when it was Luka, Reaves, and then probably Rui was the third option? Rui wasn't getting preferential treatment as a third option. So now that Austin is now the third option, now you're not getting preferential treatment anymore as a third option. And we're seeing him turn back into the fraud that he is. Shout out to GD with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. LeBron fans. You said those podcasters rage bait and rely on the fact that their audience are Bron haters or know absolutely nothing about basketball. Basically. So it says in 8 games alongside LeBron this season, he has averaged 25, 6, and 4. Those numbers look better on paper, but there's been a steady dip in his touches, best evidenced by his assist numbers dropping from 8.2 to 4.4 with LeBron in the lineup. In 13 games without James, Reaves has averaged 29 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds on 49% shooting. If the last 2 games are any indication, it will be hard for him to sustain such gaudy numbers, with his playmaking being most affected. Another striking stat is that Reaves' usage percentage has plummeted to 21.4 over the last 2 games, a steep decline from 27.5% overall for the season. The undrafted guard started the season with a usage percentage of 29.9 in October, but has seen those numbers dip steadily. LeBron James to blame. During Wednesday's NBA Cup quarterfinal loss to the Spurs, Reaves finished with 15 points. He was 6 of 16, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 turnovers. Numbers that pale in comparison to his performances in the early part of the season. Lake Show Life's Tyler Watts. Now I'm going to go ahead and assume this guy is white. He says, put the blame squarely on LeBron James. Let me see who this guy is, chat. Now, once again, I'm just going to go I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to assume he's a white guy. Okay? Yeah. Here we go. We found him, chat. Now, I want to show you guys what this dude looks like, okay? Now, these are the people, right, writing these articles, okay? These are the people writing these articles.
I gave it all.
Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics. This is what you gotta realize. It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker room outwit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball mind, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
My bad, chat. I was on mute. Shout out to Ishmael, chat. And shout out to JK for joining the channel. Chat, these are the guys. These are the guys that are blaming LeBron James, folks. These are the guys that are blaming LeBron James for Austin Reaves and his failures. Now, if we were all back in high school, folks, would this be the guy that we would be listening to for basketball takes? Yes or no? Shout out to King J. What's going on, man? Folks, I just got a simple question for you guys. If we were in high school, would this be the kind of guy that we would listen to when it came to basketball knowledge? He said they are Oh my God, bro. This is crazy work. It's crazy. The rabbit hole gets deep, man. This rabbit hole gets deep. Shout out to Top Flight High, man. This is the guy writing articles saying my GOAT is the reason that Austin Reaves is struggling. He looks like he would be an Austin Reaves fan, folks. He looks like he would be an Austin Reaves fan. And then when we draw attention to it, when we talk about these things, the first thing that they say is, oh, you just don't like them because they're white. Really? It seems like y'all don't like us. Seems like y'all protect your own and you're quick to criticize us. But then when we do the same thing, we're the ones that don't like y'all. Folks, this makes no sense, man. This is insane to me, man. So this is the guy writing this article. Wow. Wow. Tyler, what's his name? Tyler Watts. Tyler Watts. Yeah. This is the guy telling us that our GOAT. This is the guy telling us, chat, that our GOAT is the reason why Austin is getting clapped. Tyler Watts of LakeShowLife.com. Really? I shouldn't even be reading this article, honestly. I shouldn't even be reading this article. But I have to do it so I can show you guys just how like dumb Laker media actually is. These people are literally ridiculous, man. These people are literally ridiculous. Look at this one, chat. This is another article he wrote. Oh, wow, look at this one. This is a completely different article. This is from 20 hours ago. Look at what he said. He said LeBron James is making it impossible for Austin Reaves to succeed on the Lakers. Wow. Wow. Really, Tyler? Really, buddy? Oh, you've got no shame, do you? Wow. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, bro. Let me get back into this article, though, chat. I just want to give you guys an idea of what we're working with and who we're dealing with. This is Tyler Watts we're listening to right now. Tyler Watts. Tyler Watts. Okay, Tyler. Let's hear your take, Tyler. So it says Lake Show Life's Tyler Watts puts the blame squarely on LeBron James. Of course he does, right? Of course he does. We know why. We won't get into it on this particular show, but we know why, ladies and gentlemen. So it says, arguing that the veteran forward is making it impossible for Reaves to succeed. Watts believes that James, who has become more of a jump shooter in his 23rd season, is not helping Reaves' case by not putting pressure on defenses with his patented dribble penetration. Really? So according to Tyler Watts, right? According to Tyler Watts, the reason why Reaves is playing like garbage is because LeBron isn't driving the ball. We got to get the fan chart out, folks. We got to get the fan chart out for that one, man. Where's my fan chart when I need it, folks? You can't make this stuff up. Now, folks, I told you guys, we created the fan chart, right? There are 5 different archetypes of NBA fans these days. You have trolls, you have goofies, you have clowns, you have fanboys, and you have casuals, okay? Now, we already know this dude, Tyler Watts. We all know he's a fanboy, number one, right? He's clearly a Austin Reaves fanboy. Now, what's a fanboy? Fanboy is a person that only watches one team or player. They root for their team to win every game. They pretend to know basketball when in reality, they don't. So he's clearly a fanboy. And I'm going to go out on a limb, folks, and say the dude's a complete casual too. Now, what's a casual? A casual is a person that watches the game from a surface level perspective. They don't understand basketball, but act like they do because they watch the NBA. Folks, he could also be a goofy too. What's a goofy? I think Tyler's a goofy too. A goofy is a person that has played basketball as a hobby, but pretends to be an expert on the game, when in reality, they've Googled everything they know about the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, so let's continue on, right? So according to Tyler Watts, right? According to Tyler, Reaves is struggling because LeBron isn't driving the ball. Let's continue on. Let's listen to some more of what Tyler thinks, right? So he says, quote, AR is used to LeBron getting into the paint and kicking out to him. The shift has made the ball a bit stickier and has Reaves searching for his offense. Wow, we gotta get the Austin Reaves cycle on the screen too. Wow. Now, if you guys are new here, we created the Austin Reaves cycle a long time ago. It's a 3-part cycle, 3 phases. We're in phase 1 right now, where he has a decent regular season. He does this every single year. We then move into phase 2, folks, where he gets his cheeks clapped in the playoffs, right? And then phase 3 is where his fanboys blame everybody else all off season. Folks, Tyler's already in phase 3. Now he's blaming LeBron. He skipped phase 2. He's already at phase 3. Pump the brakes, Tyler. Pump the brakes, buddy. We still got 6 months before y'all start blaming everybody else. This is what these people do. This is nasty work, man. In the last 3 games with their star trio, Reaves has shot just 15 of 44, or 34% from the field, and averaged 14 points per game. Yeah, he turned back into the fraud that he is. This is what we've been telling y'all. And y'all let games in November convince you that he's not a fraud. And we've been telling y'all this whole time the boy is a fraud. So when he goes back to being a fraud, obviously we're not surprised. You guys are. Because you guys think he's better because what? They beat a few sorry teams in the month of November? Whoop-de-doo. Congratulations.
Head up, chin up, fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga. If we beat these folks, whoop-de-doo, we beat them.
Whoop-de-doo, we beat them. Yeah, congrats. You beat some bottom feeder teams in November. Whoop-de-doo. You beat the Timberwolves without Anthony Edwards. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, you got a few extra points because LeBron was out. What did I tell y'all, chat? LeBron is out. So somebody's got to make up that 25 points. That's why we saw Luka's scoring be inflated. That's why we saw Reaves' scoring be inflated. Duh. I mean, I thought that was common sense. According to these people, I guess common sense isn't so common. So it says defensive liability. Okay. LeBron's return has inflicted another issue for the Lakers. So let's just stop right here before we continue on, folks. So Tyler blames LeBron for Reaves' struggles offensively. And it looks like he's about to blame LeBron for Reaves' struggles defensively too? Wow. I've never seen that in my life before, bro. I've never seen that in my life before, bro. He said, I'm done watching mayonnaise basketball. Somebody get these dudes a trampoline before I fall asleep. So let's continue on. LeBron's return has inflicted another issue for the Lakers, with their defense going from serviceable to disastrous. In a 40-year-old James, Reaves, and Doncic, the Lakers have 3 subpar defenders in the starting unit, a recipe for disaster against teams with dribble penetration guards. Yeah. Duh. Who is your point of attack, Tyler? Tyler Watts. Who's your point of attack, buddy? Oh, now you clowns realize that this is a two-way sport? Because all y'all want to do is talk about offensive numbers and offensive stats and offensive production, but it's a two-way sport. You notice that, chat? They don't want to talk about these two guys' defensive numbers. I wonder why. The Lakers found that out Wednesday when the Spurs trio of Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Dylan Harper got to the rim at will, facing very little resistance. Before James made his season debut, Lakers coach J.J. Redick put Marcus Smart in the starting unit, a move that worked wonders for his defensively challenged team. With Smart in the lineup, the Lakers are conceding 107.8 points per 100 possessions, nearly 9 points fewer than James, Reaves, and Luka together. James has been so terrible on defense. Now pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to what Tyler's doing. Right? Notice he didn't mention the point of attack in their defense. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is actually insane. This is actually insane, folks, that Tyler Watts is doing this. This is diabolical. So you're not going to mention the point of attack's defense, but you're going to mention LeBron's defense. Okay. That's fine by me. He says LeBron has been so terrible on defense that the Lakers are conceding. So it's LeBron's fault that the Lakers' defense is bad. Not their fault. It's LeBron's fault. Not their fault. And they're the point of attack. Now, he just talked about how the Spurs had 3 guards that were getting to the rim with ease. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Dylan Harper. Who are they getting by? Ladies and gentlemen, who are they getting by? Who are supposed to be guarding those guys? Who's supposed to be guarding those guys, folks? That would be these guys. He didn't mention that. Come on, Tyler Watts. Come on, buddy. This is nasty. He says, once an all-defensive star, something that Reaves and Luka have never been and never will be, LeBron James has made several all-first-team NBA defensive teams, something Luka has never made, and something Reaves has never made and will never make. So he's right about that. Once an all-defensive star, James, who turns 41 in a few weeks, is unable to stay in front of quality scorers in his 23rd season. Wow. Wow. So now it's LeBron that can't stay in front of quality scorers. But notice he won't say that about Reaves, and he won't say that about Luka. So now they're scapegoating LeBron. So now it's LeBron's fault that Reaves can't guard a parked car. Now it's LeBron's fault that Luka Doncic can't guard a parked car. Now it's LeBron's fault. This is how pathetic these people are, man. This is pathetic, folks. I'm sorry, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. If this is, and think about it, folks, this is how they actually analyze the game. This is how they analyze the sport. Wow. Before Wednesday's game, LeBron and Reaves had a negative 1.1 net rating when sharing the floor. Both players want to get going with Luka on the bench, but they are struggling to find the balance. Wow. Folks, what did I tell you guys, man? When Austin and Luka, when they get clapped, the fanboys are going to start blaming everybody else. I'm telling y'all, watch. You guys are witnessing it in 4K. You're witnessing it in real time. They're blaming everybody else under the sun except those two. It's going to be Marcus Smart's fault It's going to be Rui's fault. It's going to be LeBron's fault. Basically, everybody that's black, you're going to get blamed when the Lakers get clapped by great teams and good teams. If you're black on the Lakers, they're coming for you. Sorry, Rui. It's unfortunate, buddy, but, they're coming for you. They're coming for Vando. They're coming for Marcus Smart. They're coming for, DeAndre Ayton or whoever. They're never going to blame them. And this is why the Lakers will never win. Because the people that you're supposed to hold accountable, they don't want to hold them accountable. How can you ever win like that? Once again, when LeBron James lost in 2011, we didn't blame Mario Chalmers, man. When LeBron was Luka's age, 25, 26, 27, there was no blaming nobody else. After 2011, he had to go get better. He had to go work with Hakeem Olajuwon, work on his post game. The following year, they stopped settling. They were just attacking the rim ferociously, him and D Wade and Chris Bosh. They stopped settling. They played downhill, got to the rim. That's how they played. LeBron won the MVP, and then later that year, he won the championship. He improved his game. I'm going to ask y'all, what has Austin Reaves improved? What has Luka Doncic improved from 7 months ago? Nothing's changed. And even JJ Redick pointed that out. JJ Redick even pointed it out, folks. He said the same thing. He said that we're getting exposed. Whenever we lose, we're getting exposed the same exact way every single time. Let me play JJ Redick's post-game interview from yesterday.
Again, a couple times.
There's a lot of things that stood out. I think being able to contain the basketball is probably the most difficult thing for our team right now.
Anything else? Yeah.
I assume, is there a magic bullet solution to ball containment, or is this going to be a marginal improvement in 6 or 7 different areas it's going to take to figure this out?
Yeah, I think you can get better at that. You can get better with our shifts. There's the things that help you win on the margins we're just not very good at right now. And we got to ask a little bit more of everybody. We don't crash. We can't force a lot of turnovers. We did a terrible job at the end of the first quarter and the second quarter of end of quarter stuff. So that immediately we're behind the 8 ball there. And if a team shoots well, we're going to be really in trouble.
Before the game, we talked about just sort of the nature of overreaction and stuff like that. When you guys have had losses, it has felt like a lot of the weaknesses are really highlighted. Is that how you felt as you kind of this is everything that's wrong with us, and it kind of shows up?
Yeah, but a lot. Teams have. There's very few teams don't have something that you can expose, and we've consistently got exposed at the same things.
Marcus, the shooting was one thing, but just what did he bring defensively that you guys really maybe have missed in the last few games since he's been gone? Especially in the second quarter.
I think he came in with a lot of energy, couple, sort of rush possessions offensively, but in terms of the try and care factor defensively, definitely had it, and then was able to make some shots in the second half.
Obviously, Marcus' output was encouraging as far as the rest of the bench. None of those guys got multiple shots. What more do you want to see given you having a full deck outside of Maxey? What more do you want to see from those other guys to help complement your starters better?
Yeah, Jake played 8 minutes. Gabe got 1 shot. We've had a couple of these games, Rui included, tonight getting 4 shots. It was similar in that way to the Phoenix game where they're playing in a deeper drop and sort of forcing Luka, AR to shoot those non-rim paint twos, not putting two on the ball, and not having to rely on the low man because they've got Luke Cornett and Mark Williams. So there's no, weak side stuff. So, in terms of starting the blender, that's the coverage that, kind of allows teams to play 2-on-2 against us. Had a little success with Stack in the first half. We got to figure that out for sure.
JJ, it seems like through the first 3 quarters, nothing was really coming easy for Austin. What did you see from him tonight in terms of how he's trying to manufacture things for himself and the team?
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is the guy's carried us for 6 weeks, and that takes a toll on you. And he kept fighting, and I appreciate that. But he's going to have a lot more great nights than frustrating nights.
Ladies and gentlemen, I put a poll in the chat, right? And I'm about to end the poll here soon. But I asked you guys, has Luka Doncic improved as a basketball player since last year's playoffs? Right now, we have 79% right now says no. So the majority of the people right now that weighed in on this poll agree that Luka has not improved as a basketball player. So now what they want to do, because Luka hasn't gotten better and Reaves hasn't gotten better, now they want to start blaming everybody else. But y'all claim these are supposed to be the best players on the team. That's what they say. I don't say that. That's what they say. So how does this work? Because my whole life watching basketball, the best players get the majority of the credit when the team wins, and they get the bulk of the blame when the team loses. Especially when you're in your prime. Now, if you're 38, 39, 40 years old, right? You're like LeBron. You're LeBron's age and you've accomplished everything. Nobody's going to blame LeBron, right? Nobody's ever blamed. LeBron's probably been the only 40-year-old, 39-year-old, 38-year-old that people blame. But in the history of the NBA, nobody's ever blamed a player that old for why the team wasn't successful. We're talking about dudes that are 26 years old, and they blaming everybody else. How does this work? Y'all, I tuned into the Mayonnaise Media. They did a show today. They said that the Lakers are going to build around these two for the future. So how is that going to work then if y'all don't want to hold them accountable when the team loses? Like I said, Nico was dead ass right. Nobody will ever convince me that Nico Harrison wasn't cooking when he traded Luka Doncic. Nobody will ever convince me of that. And what we're witnessing now, and this is what they don't want to admit, and this is what they don't want to talk about, and this is what they don't want to discuss. What we're witnessing now is everybody's starting to realize why Nico traded Luka. They're starting to realize it now. Like, wait a second, this dude just plays bad basketball. All these long step back threes that he does, not getting people involved, spamming pick and rolls all game, complaining to the referees, not getting back on defense, crying all night. Now people are starting to realize why Nico Harrison traded Luka Doncic. But instead of talking about that, they want to talk about LeBron. Instead of talking about how Reaves is an actual fraud, they want to blame LeBron. Wow. This is pathetic, man. But this is what happens, folks, when you guys let nerds, right? Now, if you're just not tuning in, The article that we reacted to that was trying to scapegoat LeBron James, right? This was the title of the article for the people that are just now tuning in. This was the title of the article, folks. This was the title of the article. Let me get Nico off the screen. This was the title of the article. LeBron James is blamed for Austin Reaves' struggles and Lakers' loss. And then I showed you guys who typed the actual article. Tyler Watts. These are the nerds that we're listening to, folks, when it comes to basketball discourse. This is Tyler Watts.
I gave it all. Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics. This is what you gotta realize. 96 it's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker room outwit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball mind, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why the Lakers will continue to lose. Because these are the people that cover. Damn. I'm about to choke talking about this clown. Pause. Folks, this is why the Lakers will continue to lose. Because these are the people covering the team. Tyler Watts. This is the guy that claims LeBron James is ruining Austin Reaves. Look at this dude, man. Chat. Once again, man, the people that don't like LeBron, right, from Skip Bayless to Skip Attack, Dreamers Pro, why do they all look like nerds, man? You guys don't find this stuff like a coincidence? Don't you guys find it a little bit crazy how all the guys that hate on LeBron look like they've never picked up a basketball a day in their life? You guys don't find this stuff a little bit ironic? These are the guys that hate LeBron. Guys that look like they've never picked up a basketball to save their life. Like I said, if we were back in high school, folks, would anybody listen to this dude for basketball knowledge? Would anybody listen to him? Yeah, okay, Tyler. Oh my God. Chat, these are the guys that have turned basketball into a math equation. They've ruined our game, they've ruined our sport, and they should be banished to the shadow realm. They've ruined our sport, man. They're the ones coming in with all these analytical, well, according to my calculations, LeBron James and Austin Reaves have a -1 net rating on the floor together. All of these dumbass statistics and these pointless stats, who do you guys think created this crap? These nerds. They've turned basketball into a math equation. Well, according to my analytics, Austin Reaves is actually a good player for the Lakers. Well, unfortunately for you, basketball is not math class, dude. It's not math. These are the guys that bring up plus minus, folks. These are the guys that bring up plus minus. They don't even know what it means. They don't even know what plus minus means. They don't know what half of these advanced metrics mean. They just throw them out there. Try to make it sound like they know the game. Miss me with your advanced analytics, people. Miss me with it. I know what my eyes tell me. I know what the eye test tells me, folks. Okay? I know what the eye test tells me. The eye test tells me you boys ain't got no shot. I don't care about your fake production against the Pelicans. I don't care about your fake numbers against the Clippers and the Mavericks and all the bottom feeder teams, the Jazz. Look at his face, chat. Look at this dude. He knew in this moment he was cooked. He knew he was cooked. You boys got fried, man. Look at this. You can't guard him. You can't guard him. Spin move. He damn near fell. Folks, he damn near tripped over his own feet. I told y'all he's sloppy. He's nasty. He's sloppy on offense and he's sloppy on defense. Look, he don't even know where he's going. Where you going, buddy? I'm going this way. That boy had that boy on an island, man. That boy was, I'm talking about, De'Aaron Fox did this boy so nasty last night. Did him nasty. Did him dirty, chat. Violated him. This is what the playoffs are going to be. Marcus Smart can't save you. You want to know why? Because Marcus Smart got to guard his own man. All they're going to do is spam pick and roll and get whoever is guarding Austin Reaves, right, to be a part of the action. Whoever Austin's guarding, they're just going to call you up, pick and roll. They're going to get you on an island, and they're going to go to work. You're the weakest link. You can't put this boy out here. This is a lottery pick we're talking about. Y'all have taken this crap too far. He was undrafted for a reason. Y'all have turned this into like some sympathetic like situation. Now we got to feel sorry for him. He went undrafted for a reason. This is a first round pick. You think it's any coincidence he got cooked last night? He's an undrafted player going against De'Aaron Fox, who's a 5th overall pick. He really should have been the 2nd pick. The Lakers should have took him. The Lakers end up taking Lonzo, but they should have taken Jason Tatum or De'Aaron Fox. This is a 5th overall pick. There's levels to this. He's undrafted. There's a reason why. Goodness gracious, man. We get it. Y'all like him and you want him to succeed, but you can't want him to succeed at the detriment of the team. They would rather us lose for him to be successful. I can't take an Austin Reaves fanboy seriously. I just can't. I can't take an Austin Reaves fanboy seriously. I can't do it. Something inside of my body and my soul and my spirit just won't allow it. Because they would rather see him score a fake 25 points per game where he's foul baiting and getting to the free throw line 15 times a night than to watch the Lakers win in spite of him. They don't want to see us win without him being involved. If we put him on the bench, even if that makes us a better team, they still are going to have something to say about it. Because Darvin Ham already tried it. Darvin Ham benched him 2 years ago in December, literally 2 years ago around this time. He got benched. And we won our first game. We beat OKC. LeBron went for 40. And they still complained. They still complained. They would rather us lose, but Austin gets 25 than for us to win and Austin gets 15. Exactly. He got benched for Cam Reddish. Exactly. We won the game. LeBron had 40. LeBron was 5 for 5 from the 3-point line. No, they don't want to see that. They want to see this. They want to see they want to see him getting deep fried and getting obliterated by De'Aaron Fox. This is what they want to see. They don't want to see him coming off the bench. They want to see this stupid look that he's going to have on his face when he gets clapped. You people are ridiculous. Austin Reaves fanboys, y'all are the sickest fan base I've ever seen in all my years of watching this sport. I've never seen anything like Austin Reaves fanboys. Y'all are absolutely disgusting. Exactly. Cam played better defense. Exactly. Cam was a great on-ball defender. He had long arms. He got in the passing lanes. Cam was a really good defender. But all these fanboys care about is fake production, like Austin. So when Cam doesn't score a lot, they like, oh, but Austin would have scored more than him. Yeah, but Cam's better defensively. And he's a better fit with LeBron and AD. And it was better to bring D'Lo and Reaves off the bench and let them cook against the other team's second units because they weren't good enough to stay in front of their man. So Darvin Ham, like I said, he tried. But the reason why he went back to these frauds is because Jovan Buha and the Laker fanboy media, they kept asking Darvin about the lineups. Every time the Lakers lost, they would be asking Darvin about a lineup change and going back to Reaves and D'Lo. But ask yourself, why aren't they asking for Vando? Ask yourself that, chat. Why aren't they asking JJ in the post-game presser, yo, JJ, what's up with Vando? Are you considering going back to Vando anytime soon? No, they don't ask him about that. They don't ask him about that, but they were asking Darvin about Reaves. Hey, what about Reaves though? What about going back to the Reaves lineup? They had all these lineup questions for Darvin Ham. They were questioning this man had been a coach on other teams before as an assistant. JJ's never been a coach before. They don't press him the same way. I wonder why. I wonder why. You said Vando can't shoot and Vando and Austin can't defend. And Luka can't defend. So the same reason why Vando is getting DNPs, the same reason why Austin should be getting DNPs. One guy's really good defensively, the other guy's decent offensively. He said the complexion for the protection. Exactly. He said they think JJ some type of philosopher. Folks, it's nasty, bro. That dude, Jovan Buha, I remember it 2 years ago. He kept pressing Darvin after every game the Lakers lost about the lineup. It got to the point where Darvin Ham was like, yo, bro, come on, man. No more lineup questions. No more lineup questions. He had to literally say that. But notice, Jovan ain't asking JJ Redick about Vando. He ain't asking JJ Redick about Dalton Connect or anybody else. Come on, man. Y'all people are just ridiculous, bro. Chat, you guys thought I was playing, right? You guys thought I was playing, right? This is 2 years ago on Reddit. 2 years ago. Jovan Buha. Darvin Ham on if he's considering going back to Vando in the lineup. Well, right now, I'll consider getting me something to eat, a nice glass of wine, and consider sleeping very soon here, getting a good night's sleep. No lineup questions, please. Darvin got to the point, he was like, bro, come on, man. Stop asking me about the lineup, dude. Why aren't they asking JJ about his lineups? You notice that? When Rich Paul came out 2 days ago and spoke about Reaves, you notice how quick they were to attack Rich's credibility? This is what they do to us. When we say something, when Magic says something, when LeBron says something, when Rich Paul says something, they're quick to question your credibility. They're quick to like ask 10 follow-up questions. But when JJ is doing the same thing every single night, they don't question him. We just played JJ's interview from the game. Where are the lineup questions at? Where are the lineup questions? Nobody's asking him about his lineups. Nobody's asking him about his rotations. Nobody asks him about what his scheme is, what his offense is, what his sets are. Nobody's asking him any questions. But that would have been a black coach. That would have been a black coach. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy to me. You said kind of like you jumping on the Shador hate train. Bro, I'm not even talking about Shador right now, but once again, since you brought it up, nobody jumped on the Shador hate train. I already told you I'm not a Shador Sanders fanboy. You niggas live in a world of like celebrity fandom, like where a celebrity that you like just can't do nothing wrong. I told you there's only one GOAT over here. That's my GOAT, LeBron James. The rest of you niggas, honestly, I don't even care about. You play well, I'll give you credit. You play bad, I'm gonna call you out. I don't care about you. There's one player I care about, and that's LeBron James. You said, nah, you did? I just told you I did. I just told you I did. When he plays well, I'll give him credit. And when he plays bad, I'm going to criticize him. He ain't my GOAT. He doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. Y'all niggas is, y'all are crazy, bro. Y'all are crazy. The nigga beat the 1-11 Titans, and who else did he beat? Oh, the Raiders. The 2-8 Raiders. And now y'all talking about you was jumping on the Shador hate train. Well, if y'all don't get the fuck on somewhere, like I said, y'all better pop out this weekend. When the Browns, who they play this weekend? The Bears, right? Y'all better pop out when he plays the Bears and when he plays the Bills. Y'all better pop out. Don't have me coming to go look for y'all. Just make sure y'all keep that same energy. Oh, I forgot he didn't even beat the Titans. They won that game. So yeah, he lost. But I put that on Kevin Stefanski. I was on Kevin Stefanski. But when he lost to San Francisco, y'all didn't say nothing though. Y'all weren't outside that weekend. But it's cool. Like I said, I don't care. If you want to say I jumped on the Shador Sanders hate train, I mean, I don't care. I already told you I'm not a fanboy of his. Yeah, Negro League, I don't care, dude. I watch it. I cover Shador. He played basketball schools, dude. I watched every game. You niggas act like he played in the SEC or something. Like, I literally watched every game. I remember the games, dude. Nigga was playing Baylor and Kansas State and Arizona State. Like, knock it off, dude. You playing basketball schools. Like, seriously. You niggas acting like he was fucking, like, in the SEC doing that. Like, come on, man, stop it. But like I said, shout out to Shedeur, though. But I'm not a Shedeur Sanders fanboy. But back to Austin Reaves, though, folks. You say your GOAT is a fan of Shedeur. I don't care who LeBron is a fan of. Didn't I get up on the show and say, fuck Bronny? Isn't that his son? I don't give a fuck. I don't care who LeBron is a fan of. I got up on the show and said his son was garbage. I don't give a shit about who he's a fan of. That don't matter to me. He said, I'm still pissed off Bron had that dunk yesterday and Reaves ruined the momentum when he got blocked after. You said, I'm happy DFS left. He hasn't played a minute all season. Okay. Y'all said Jake LaRavia was better. We saw the game last night. Jake LaRavia is trash. DFS was better than Jake LaRavia. Jake LaRavia is a bum, man. Y'all clowns were saying Jake LaRavia was better than DFS. Jake LaRavia is a fraud. Fuck out of here. Give me DFS back. So like I said, folks, he said niggas played Nevada State. No, he played Colorado State. Yeah, he played Colorado State, North Dakota State, Cincinnati, Baylor, Kansas State, Arizona. Like, come on, man, stop it. Nigga was playing basketball schools. And then they wasn't running the ball at all. Like, they don't mention that part. Like, Deion was not running the ball at all. They had the worst rushing attack in the nation because they wanted Shedeur to throw every play. Come on, man, stop it. Like, we watched the games, dude. We watched the games. We got Sean Austin. You said, who's going to cover for 9 defenders? You have to play Vando if Aston gets blown past. Who's going to help him? Luka, you can't play them if you get behind because you can never catch up. That's another thing, too, that people aren't talking about, Sean Austin. And I've noticed that, too. Like, when the Lakers lose, number one, when they're losing, they don't come back. Like, I don't remember a game this year where the Lakers got down by a lot and they came back and won the game. When this team gets down, they're not coming back. You guys remember that game when LeBron James, when we played the Clippers, and LeBron James, he got on fire that game in the fourth quarter, scored like 19 points in the fourth quarter or something like that, and we end up winning the game? That's never going to happen with Luka. That will never happen with Luka. Because Luka, I'm going to be honest, bro, Luka just isn't like that. Luka's not like that at all, bro. He's really not. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw what James Worthy said about Luka last night. Let me show you guys. Did you guys see what James Worthy said? Oh God, let me get Dreamers Pro off the screen. My bad, chat. I didn't mean to scare y'all. My bad. Let me get that off the screen. Did you guys see what James Worthy said about Luka last night? This was James Worthy last night on Luka's 35. Quote, "It's funny how Luka can have this type of stat line and then it still not be noticed because it wasn't impactful. It wasn't a dominant performance. It was a good stat line, but it didn't really have a phase on the game." This is James Worthy, folks. This is an NBA champion for the Lakers, folks. Not impressed. 35 last night. Not impressive. But once again, y'all don't want to discuss this. Luka's mid, man. Been telling you niggas that. Nico Harrison was absolutely right. And the only reason why Nico doesn't look like a fucking genius right now is because AD and Kyrie got hurt. But if AD and Kyrie would have been healthy, the Mavericks are the only team that has a chance of knocking off the Oklahoma City Thunder. But because AD and Luka got hurt, not AD and Luka, but AD and Kyrie, because they got hurt, right? Y'all, the crybaby Mavericks fans started crying and complaining. And then they eventually just fired Nico just so they could shut the Mavericks fans up. But Nico was right about Luka the entire time. But don't worry, Laker fans. You guys got Luka for the next, however long you guys are going to keep him. He's never going to win. Do you guys understand that? He's never going to win. You want to know why? Because there's a guy out there who's running away with the NBA right now, and his name is SGA. I don't know if you guys know, but OKC's on pace to have one of the best seasons in NBA history, if not the best season in NBA history. Yeah, SGA is about to lock up his second MVP, folks. That'll be 2 in a row. And Luka will still be looking for his first one. Still don't got his first one. Come on, man. It's a two-way sport. You got to play both sides of the ball. If you don't play both sides of the ball, you can't be great. You can be good, but you can't be great. You're never going to go down in history playing one side of the ball. Like I said, Luka going to stat pad all night. King J, he going to stat pad all night, and all y'all fanboys going to eat it up. But at the end of the day, he going to be just like Gilbert Arenas and them niggas on that couch on Gil's Arena. And once he's done playing, he going to be another has-been. You're not going down in history, nigga. All them niggas on that couch in Gil's basement, all them niggas, like I said, they has-beens. They're not relevant no more. The only reason we even talk about them is because they doing a podcast. If they didn't do a podcast, we wouldn't remember their career. Don't nobody remember nothing about Gilbert Arenas' career. Nobody remembers Gilbert Arenas' career. Nobody remembers Kenyon Martin's career. Nobody remembers Nick Young's career. Nobody remembers Brandon Jennings' career. Nobody remembers Rashad McCants' career. That's a fact. The only reason they relevant is because they all clicked up to do a pod, and they keep their name in the algorithm and in everybody's mind. So that's why we even think about them. But if they never did that podcast, we wouldn't ever think about Gilbert Arenas. The highlight of that nigga's career, the first thing that pops into our mind about Gilbert Arenas has nothing to do with the game of basketball, and it has everything to do with him bringing guns into the locker room. Tell me I'm lying. That's the first thing we think about when we think about Gilbert Arenas. Him bringing guns into the locker room. Tell me I'm lying, chat. That's his most memorable moment of his career. Rashad McCants, I swear to God, I never watched a game of that nigga. You wanna know how I found out about Rashad McCants? Because he dated Khloe Kardashian. And I remember that episode he was on the Kardashians. He was like the first nigga to date Khloe Kardashian. That was like known. That's what I know Rashad McCants for, is nothing he did on the court. I know him for dating Khloe Kardashian. Brandon Jennings, I don't remember a single. I think Brandon Jennings might have had one good game where he scored like 55. I think that might be the only game I ever remembered from Brandon Jennings. That might be the only game I remember from Brandon Jennings. And Nick Young, the biggest highlight of his career was when D'Lo snitched on him and he lost his girlfriend, Iggy Azalea. That was the highlight of Nick Young's career. Don't nobody remember Nick Young's career. And in 15 years, Luka gonna be on one of them couches, and that's gonna be his career. Ain't nobody gonna remember that shit. We remember the greats. For you to go down in history, you got to at least get an MVP. At least. You got to at least get one MVP. You got to at least be Charles Barkley or Allen Iverson or Steve Nash. You got to at least get an MVP. Luka's not even on track to get an MVP. He ain't getting no MVP no time soon, bro. Because SGA is younger than him. I think. Or he might be older, I don't know. But SGA is here, and he's not going anywhere. So it's going to be hard for him to get an MVP over SGA. Nikola Jokic isn't going anywhere. He's still got a good 8-9 years left. Giannis isn't going anywhere. And then you have other guys that are going to ascend. Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero, whoever else is out there. They're going to ascend as well. He said Gill is funny, but most notable for being a huge idiot, and McCann's just known for being a LeBron hate glazer. He said, and him wearing Dolce and Cabbanas in the game. Oh, that nigga did wear Dolce and Cabbanas in the game. I forgot that. He said Luka is in LA 8 months a year while his wife and kids are in Slovenia. This dude is just here to get paid. Y'all, he don't care. Who even does that 8 months away? They use our sport to get rich and then they go back to their country. He even said it. He don't watch the NBA. He doesn't care. He even said it out of his own mouth.
Just looking ahead to Toronto, I know you guys just wrapped up this game, but what stands out to you about the season they've had up to this point?
Running through the 6 with my walls.
I don't watch much NBA, sorry.
Count money,
just looking ahead to Toronto, I know you guys just wrapped up this game, but what stands out to you about the season they've had up to this point?
I don't watch much NBA, sorry.
Pray to real live forever, man. Pray the fakes get exposed.
Chat, the dude literally doesn't care. Y'all don't see that. He's literally here to collect the check and then he's back on the first flight to Slovakia. He's not even gonna see you guys criticizing him. He's not even gonna see it. He's gonna be back in Europe with his people. He's just using you niggas for a free check and that's it. Then he's going back to Slovakia. And then you guys wonder why I don't like him. What's there to like, dude? Like I said, you niggas will never be my GOAT, man. You just will never be my GOAT. Simple as that. Nobody, and I think that's my problem, folks, is that nobody will ever fill my GOAT shoes. Nobody. And I'm looking at these other players and I'm like, I'm always comparing them to my GOAT. And it's just like, I'm always let down every single time because it's like, none of you guys will ever fill my GOAT shoes. So I think that's why I get so disappointed in these new age players. It's just like, bro, Luka doesn't even like he doesn't even do anything that's exciting on the court. He doesn't dunk. He doesn't do nothing. He just step back threes all night. He just spams step back threes all night. That's it. He's not my GOAT. Pray to real live forever, man.
Pray to real live forever, man. Pray the fakes get exposed.
This nigga said he don't even watch the NBA.
Just looking ahead to Toronto, I know you guys just wrapped up this game, but what stands out to you about the season they've had up to this point?
I don't watch much NBA, sorry.
Chat, is this you guys' GOAT? No wonder he's not getting better, chat. No wonder he's not improving. He doesn't even watch the league. He doesn't even watch the league. Yeah, take care, dude. I don't even know who you are, bro. Take care, bro. Have a good night. With all due respect. So like I said, folks, that's really all I got, man, on this particular show. I just find it funny how when Luka and Reaves get clapped, these people want to blame everybody else. No, Luka and Reaves are not LeBron and AD, right? LeBron and AD got here and they got to work quick, fast, and in a hurry, and they won a championship. So they wasted no time. They got that monkey up off their back. Luka and Reaves are not that. They don't get any grace. They don't get any grace because they don't deserve any grace. They should be held accountable more than anybody. Luka and Reaves should. And the fact that we have people out here literally trying to make excuses for these frauds, it just goes to show you where we're at in media. This is why we have to continue to do these shows, man. You know, it was a point in time where I was like, bro, I'm tired of doing shows, but no, we have to do them, because if we just allow these people to spread their lies, I mean, that would just be nasty. It would just really be nasty, folks. Shout out to Sean Austin with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, man.
Pray to real live forever. I'm here. Pray the fakes get exposed.
Shout out to Sean Austin with the $20 super chat. But like I said, folks, you said think Luka's a few years younger than SGA. I don't know, man. He might be. I don't know. SGA's 27. Luka Doncic is 26. So, folks, good show, man. I think I'm gonna say I think we should be good to leave this show up. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, I can leave this show. I think it should be good, but yeah. So yeah, I think we can leave this one up. But yeah, good show, folks. I will catch you guys on the next one. This was another installment of The Locker Room. Peace.
Tristan called LeBron a great father after the Chicago game. What? Yes, he did.
Great father. Oh, a great father. Oh, I thought he's. Oh, my bad. I interpreted that completely wrong. Okay. I thought you said he was a great father to him. I was like, what?
Called him a great father. So, what type of parental role has he played for you and your teammates, LeBron?
Oh, okay. So you. Yeah. Parental role. Honestly, I'm. You know, he's. I don't know how to really answer that question. He's been a great leader for us. I have one father. That's my dad, Drederick Irving. But for us, in terms of learning the nuances of the game and also how to win on the court and also how to carry ourselves off the court, I feel like he's been a great influence in that role.